Hi guys, I'm Diansu. I'm falling off a cliff, but that's an aside. If you enjoy this video and want to see more like it, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications whenever I release new content. Anyways, without further deliberation, let's get on with the show. Mowzies Mobs is a mod that adds a number of well-made and interesting creatures into the game, with several new bosses, foes, and friends. So without further deliberation, let's begin. Ah yes, the Foliaath. These contenders for Super Smash Bros. Live within the depths of the jungle and disguise themselves as native foliage, but don't be fooled. These plants, when encountered, can quickly spring from the ground to reveal themselves, and before you know it, their jaws will be snapping faster than your bones. So, in order to counter Foliaath, you should bring a shield or just set it on fire. On death, the Foliaath will drop its seed. This seed can be planted to grow your own Foliaath, which must be fed meat every few days until fully grown. However, Foliaaths will bite at the hand that feeds them and will still kill you even if you planted them. Wonderful little bastards. Few are the mobs as dangerous as the Ferrous Wroughtnaut. Found only in their own underground chamber, these towering things are described as neither man nor statue, and are in their own league of strength. In fact, just to prove the ungodly strength of the Wroughtnaut, I've decided to get murdered by one for your information and or entertainment. So let's approach it. Alright, there's its grunt. It's awakening, and now, if I block it. And yeah, it just blew through my shield, and now it's about to go. And as you can see, messing around with the Rot of the Knot is a bad idea. They have a number of attacks, including various swings and whirls, a shockwave of sorts, and a downward blow. Only when their axe is embedded in the ground during the downward blow attack will it be vulnerable to any incoming damage, which can only be dealt to the hole in its back. Upon death, the Wroughtnaut will drop its unbreakable helmet along with its axe of 1,000 metals. On the surface, the axe of 1,000 metals has the same stats as its 1 metal counterpart. However, what makes this axe special is the fact that you can swing it, along with being able to recreate the Wroughtnaut shockwave. The Barakoa are a group of peculiar mask-based beings found all throughout the savannah. On death, the Barakoas may drop their masks, which are the Mask of Fear, which grants speed, the Mask of Rage, which grants haste, the Mask of Bliss, which grants jump boost, and the Mask of Misery, which grants resistance. When worn, these masks will also allow for players to trade with Barakoa that live in villages. And as a second drop, the Barakoa may occasionally drop blowguns, which can fire poison darts. A fun fact, Barakoa apparently translates to mask in Swahili. Barakoa can spawn in hunting parties beyond their village. Usually they're attacking local wildlife by day and getting into fights with monsters at night. These parties are led by a Barakoana, an elite try-hard shield-wielding Barakoa that will neutralize all incoming attacks if blocking. On defeat, it may drop its Mask of Fury, which grants strength on wear. Barako, leader of the Barakoa, not to be confused with the unrelated and superior Barack Obama, rules this village from his throne. Upon confrontation, the Sun Chief can send down beams of sunlight, blast a laser from his mouth, vomit Barakoas, knock back anything that gets too close, use an explosion attack, and summon Barakoyas, a special unit that we will touch upon later. Upon death, he will drop the Soul Visage, an unbreakable mask that when worn will allow the wearer to summon their own Barakoas. Now, if you decide to wear a Barakoan mask, you can also trade with Barako himself for a single, albeit very useful trade. For you see, for 7 gold blocks, you will be given the Sun's Blessing effect, which allows you to use the sunlight powers of the Sun Chief. Right-click an area for a Sun Strike, and shift right-click if you want a laser. The Barakoaya are a special unit spawned by Barako. These units will heal the Sun Chief and make him invulnerable to all attacks until they die. On death, they will drop a Mask of Faith that grants health boost. If you decide to use a Soul Visage and summon a Barakoya, it will heal you if you get injured. In addition, it will also give you the Sunblock effect, although this effect seems to lack the Barako tier invincibility. The Naga is a dragon-like creature endemic to the stone shores. They're tricky, being capable of dodging, dive-bombing, and acid-spitting, but what they have in acrobatics, they lack in health, being quite brittle and even occasionally falling out of the sky if hit by an arrow. Worry, for he is not dead. But that's an aside. Upon actual death, the Naga will drop its Fang, which can be brewed into a potion of poison resistance, which makes it so that all poison effects are nullified, or a Naga Fang Dagger, which deals poison on hits and extra damage on backstab. As a small break from the insane hell creatures, meet the Lantern, a small glowing creature found in the dark oak forests. They are mythologized as possibly being the spirits of the deceased. However, what can be pinpointed for sure is the usefulness of lanterns to adventurers. For you see, on death, lanterns will drop luminous jelly. This debatably edible item can be consumed for night vision that lasts for 1 minute. Also, this has the taste and or consistency of Vaseline. The Frostmaw is a truly dreadful beast native to the cold and icy biomes like the tundra and ice spikes. Usually, the Frostmaws lay dormant, sleeping with their ice crystal in hand. If you awaken a Frostmaw without stealing its ice crystal, it is veritably invincible, spewing chunks of ice and cold winds at the player that give them the frozen effect. When active, this effect puts an ice overlay on the player and freezes them in place, making them immobile and incapable of doing any action like using an item or placing blocks. The best strategy, I'd say, is to use invisibility to snatch the ice crystal. Once stolen, the Frostmaw will awaken, but with diminished ability, only being capable of using melee in the form of various swiping attacks. Still dangerous, but not nearly as dangerous as literal ice powers. This ice crystal is a powerful item capable of recreating the Frostmaw's ice wind attack, along with freezing over water. However, it does have a cooldown, pun is not intended, that is represented by durability, so don't overdo it. Grottols are skittish cave crustaceans that run away from the player, and for good reason. When hit by an iron pickaxe or better, they will die instantly and drop diamonds on death, which is also affected by fortune. For a less unethical option, you can capture Grottols with Silk Touch picks. When you have an Earth Talisman in inventory, you will get the Geomancy effect. While currently not implemented into survival, Geomancy is far from inert. By right-clicking any earthen surface, you can lift up a stone, with the stone size being dependent on how long you charge it, with larger stones dealing more damage while traveling slower, and vice versa. I have no idea where to put this, so I'll just throw it down here. Spears are an exclusive weapon wielded by the elite Barakoana. Currently, it's unobtainable in survival, but still has function. For you see, when wielding the spear, there will be a 1 in 3 chance of one-shotting any animal mobs with less than 30 health. The show's gotta come to an end, so if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. This is your host Diansu, out.